The engagements were very robust and very fruitful. With regards to the DRC, the member states raised the importance of us receiving a feedback. As you will remember, we had the East Africa and the SADC summit that mandated the AU, including to appoint a panel of adults and also to harmonize the two peace tracks in relations to the DRC. And now we need to get the feedback and a report of how far progress of that peace track initiative on diplomacy. As we are aware, the African Union indeed ended up by appointing that panel of elders or mediators to engage with the process. So we'll need to get a report and the feedback. And the platform will be the East Africa and the SADC platform. And Madagascar, we've also received the report with regards to the progress made with regards to the refoundation process, the national dialogue that must lead to a constitutional process and the return to civilian rule within 24 months. And that is the roadmap that we are working with the government of Madagascar. And that is what we will guide. As you are aware, that process is also led by former President Joyce Banda. And we will continue to monitor the processes in Madagascar, support the process of the national dialogue and the refoundation process. That must lead to restoration of a constitutional agenda. In regards to the DRC, we also engaged with regards to the current situation of Ebola and how member states can continue to support the regional efforts to curb Ebola through the Africa SADC, the World Health Organization. As you are aware, we have already donated about $5 million to the Africa SADC to support that fight, including our expertise that we have from the National Communicable Disease Center from our Department of Health to support these efforts. Other member states have also pledged their solidarity with that process. So indeed, this was a very fruitful engagement. We also received reports with regards to democracy, the elections across the region, and those reports will therefore now be processed towards the summit in South Africa. Indeed, with not only Zimbabwe, also Malawi, we share we've got a history of shared history and culture between the two countries, people-to-people relations, and we also agree that migration must be regular, it must be orderly, and it must be properly managed from both countries. And they are also in solidarity with us with the current situation and always stating their concern with regards to private individuals enforcing the law. And we have affirmed the South African government position that the law must and can only be enforced by the relevant lawful authorities, Home Affairs, the South African police. That is their role. It's not for private individuals. And also sometimes the language, the hate speech and languages that sometimes emanate from this. And we have also been very clear that we are a culture of constitutional democracy, a culture of the rule of law, where there is no space for any hatred or xenophobia or any related intolerance, and that has to be attended to by all the authorities in the country, including engagements with the various stakeholders. But we have also agreed that the best solution in this regard is regional integration, economic integration, cross-border economic zones. In South Africa, our DTIC has already started in Komazi and Mpumalanga to build and work on a cross-border economic zones. That will include Eswatini and Mozambique. On the side of Musina, you are already aware there is an economic zone that can be built up to be a cross-border economic zone. And these economic zones will enable us to ensure that the economy in the region is integrated, but also people can work and have jobs where they are and stay in their own countries, supporting each other for that. But there is clear cross-pollination in terms of our economies. Most of the minerals from Zimbabwe are processed in South Africa. Mozambique, we rely on their gas for electricity, their hydropower, Lesotho, their water. So the SADC region is mostly integrated, and we rely on each other for a number of issues. The issue is to manage migration in an orderly way, that it must be properly regulated. It must not be a free-for-all. It must not be irregular. It must not be done in a manner that does not respect the rule of law. It must respect the rule of law and properly manage, because all economies can and will only function if there is a cross-pollination of skills and also regional integration.
And then lastly, Minister, a few weeks to go before South Africa hosts heads of state for SADC summit. Are we at a point where we are able to say we are ready?
Yes, we are ready, and we are looking forward to host our SADC colleagues in a beautiful environment of the city of in KZN, and we look forward to robust engagements on a number of issues, and the reports also from this MCO will feed into the summit. So we look forward to that beautiful hosting in Etebi. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
This is Ubuntu Radio,
a product of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, South Africa.